Hi, welcome to the Persuasive Speech Overview. This speech is going to be a little bit different than the demonstration one, so don't think you can just skip through this. All right, let's go. If it will let me. Okay, so overview of what will I turn in. You're going to turn in an initial outline, exactly like your demonstration speech. It's going to be your speech typed out, no phrases. It needs to be a full sentence outline. Peer evaluations, a personal reflection, and you're going to show me your notes or note cards right after your speech. So what you're going to turn in is the same as your demonstration speech. So requirements, you are going to do initial outlines. The Turnitin.com originality reports are going to be through D2L. You don't need to worry as much about those. It's just going to affect if you have to resubmit it or not. The delivery is extemporaneous again, so just a reminder, it is prepared ahead of time. You have note cards or notes in front of you, but you do not have your entire speech in front of you. You're going to dress up on your speaking day, exactly how you did for demonstration speech. The time has increased to 5 to 7 minutes. Any speech that is not 5 to 7 minutes will get an automatic 5 points off their presentation grade. And this time we're doing a little research. You need to use 3 credible sources within your speech, and those are going to go in your main points. All right, delivery, note cards or notes are required. Don't read, no use of podium, just like we did last time. You're going to dress up on your speaking day, just like you did last time. And you will get a few points off if you don't dress up on your speaking day. So same rules, no jeans, no athletic wear, males something with a collar or a nice sweater. All right, peer evaluations, you are going to do the same thing that you did last time for these. So I might have you do something a little bit different, but you are going to do some rendition of peer evaluations, and you're going to do 2 of them. And they are 15 points each, so that adds up to 30 points. Your speech reflections, they're due the Sunday after you speak, just like the demonstration speeches. The questions will be under the speech documents. They're different questions than the demonstration speech reflections, so don't make the mistake and just answer the same questions that you did for demonstration speeches. They are a little bit different. Okay. So your topic, we're going to kind of keep it local. Prohibited topics vary, nothing too controversial or overdone. By controversial, I mean abortion, gun control, stuff like that. We're not going there. I know that those are big topics. You can't do them, number one, because this isn't the platform that I want for us to get into a heated, get people heated in the audience. And number two, you're not going to be able to do a huge topic like that has so many layers justice in 5 to 7 minutes. Okay? So what you're going to do, you are doing for your persuasive speech a problem solution pattern. So you're going to identify the problem, you're going to research it, you're going to understand underlying issues, you're going to tell us that there is a problem and then cite, why this is a problem. And then you're going to identify a solution. What do experts suggest? So don't think that you have to come up with your own solution and, invent your own solution. And then it needs to be something your audience can do. All right. When deciding on a topic, you need to be able to answer yes to these. Can I find evidence that this is a true problem on some level? Not just a mere inconvenience, is it actually a problem? Will my solution or solutions be a valid way to combat the problem? That's a big one. Your solutions need to be able to combat the problem that you claim that there is. And is your call to action, which is going to be the last thing that you say, something your audience can actually do? Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. So the call to action is really important because I want you to actually persuade us. Okay. It can't be anything that would have to go through the government or, telling us like, hey, go rally on the White House. Like, sure. Are you buying the plane ticket? Like, what are we doing here? Okay. So I want you to try to keep your topic local. Okay. So you can read that on your own. Again, I'm just hitting all the high points. You need to read this PowerPoint on your own. So possible topics to choose from. I'll just let you read those. You do not have to choose from this list. You can, but the reason I'm showing you these is to help you think of things that are, a little bit smaller, but that can actually persuade us, because that's what people really think about. So again, you can choose from this list, you do not have to. Okay, overdone topics you cannot do include, but are not limited to, pet adoption, texting and driving, drinking and driving, negative effects of smoking, importance or benefits of exercising, importance or benefits of eating healthy. So in no way am I negating the significance of these topics and the importance, and some of them the problem, but we already know that's, like, we already know that they're an issue. We already know that they're important. Really? I should exercise? Tell me more. I've never been told that in my entire life, right? So, you're not allowed to do these. These are overdone. Everybody already knows they're an issue. So yeah. So keep in mind, you're not trying to solve world hunger. Some of the best speeches have been the most simple or seemingly silly topics. As I've said, you cannot do anything too overdone or too political or controversial. We are in a very tense political climate right now, and I don't want to add to that. So I don't want that in our classroom. I'm not saying that there's no value in discourse around significant and even controversial topics, but my classroom is not going to be the place for that. And I don't like to pull this card often, and hopefully I've, shown y'all that, but for these topics, ultimately, if I think it's too controversial and we're not going to go there, then we're not going to go there. Okay, I have the final say, and it's at my discretion of whether I think it is an appropriate topic or not. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Regardless, you need to submit your topic and 3 main points to D2L by the assigned date. So that is at the end of this PowerPoint. It's also in your syllabus, in your course calendar. So just like you did for the demonstration speeches, I will have a discussion post for the topic submissions for your persuasive speeches, and you will submit them there. All topics are first come, first serve, so no one can do the same topic. And be sure, so I know most of you, if not most all of you, except for I think like 1 or maybe 2 students, got your topic approved for the demonstration speech. I do give a little bit more feedback on the persuasive speech topic submission. So, hopefully you read it, but it's especially imperative that you read my feedback, because I might need to hear from you to clarify what one of your main points is going to be or whatever. Okay. All right. Organization, the introduction, we're doing the same thing. Attention getter, the relevance, credibility, propositional statement, and transition to the body. Your body, now pay attention to this because this is new. You will only have 3 main points for this. Your 3 main points will either be, as you see, option 1, problem, problem, solution, or option 2, problem, solution, solution. So you will either have 2 separate problems and 1 solution that combats both problems, or you will have 1 problem and 2 solutions that combat that problem. Okay? I know that this is tricky. Let me help you. I've been teaching this class for a while now. I know that this can be tricky of like, well, I don't know what the solution would be, or like, I don't know what the problem is. I can help you. So let me help you if you need help kind of figuring out like, well, I know I'm passionate about this, I want to do this, but I don't know how to format it in this organizational pattern. I can help you with that. That's what I'm here for. Okay. And again, your main points are going to be where your sources go. So yes, you can have a quote or a statistic for your attention getter, but that doesn't count towards your 3 main points. That's very important. You have to have 3 different sources or 1 different source in each of your 3 main points. So your first main point has to have a source. So let's say New York Times. Your second main point, let's say Psychology Today. I don't know, I'm making that up. And then your third main point, let's say a journal article, whatever. We're not doing Wikipedia. Hopefully y'all know that. Hopefully I don't have to go over that. Wikipedia is not always a credible source. Okay. And then conclusion, same thing. You will say in conclusion, you're going to give a problem summary, solution summary, memorable closing, and your call to action, something the class can actually do. All right, so we are in the discipline of communication, so that means we use APA. I'm not going to go all out with APA and make y'all do it, but something to note is in your outline, you need to use APA. So the way you're going to say it is according to, this is an example, Jane Smith, a researcher on drinking and driving, da 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 da, and then you see NY Times for New York Times, comma, 2014. That's what's called an in-text citation. The in-text citation is author, comma, year, and it goes at the end of your sentence, and it goes with parentheses on both sides, and then your punctuation at the end of your sentence there. Or you can say, you know, Jane Smith, a doctor who has researched drinking and driving for over 20 years, states blah, blah, blah. Tell us who you're citing. Don't just give a name. That means nothing to us. So if I were to tell you, John Rovi, blah, 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 who's John Rovi? Well, y'all, he's my dad. My maiden name is Rovi. So that, I mean, a name doesn't mean anything to us. So tell us a little bit about their credibility. I'm not saying read off their resume, but tell us who they are, okay? A researcher or, you know, a professor at Duke University or, you know, whatever. Just ethically, you know, we talked about ethics in public speaking, and this goes for all your classes. If you provide any number, year, statistic, etc., you must cite where you found that information. So even though if you use it, like I said, for your attention getter, if you're like, you know, 20,000 people got whatever, you ethically need to cite that, even though it doesn't count towards your 3 for this speech, okay? So you need to cite orally in your speech, one source per main point. I went over that. Provide an in-text citation. So again, that goes at the end of your sentence, author, comma, year, and in the references, okay? So let me break this down for you. You're going to cite it orally. In your outline, you are going to type, according to Jane Smith, or, you know, whatever, or Jane Smith, a doctor, you get my point, because that's what you're going to say. You're not going to say your in-text citation, but your in-text citation is for the written part of your outline for you citing that source. So I know it might seem repetitive, but we have to cover all our bases ethically, okay? Okay, so the APA reference page, and I don't think I've mentioned this yet, I will have actually 2 different sample outlines for you, just like I did for the demonstration speech, so you can see how this is going to be pulled all together. So references is centered with the R capitalized. You indent every line after the first line in the citation. References should be in alphabetical order, and you're going to double space throughout the entire reference page. You're not going to double space your outline, you're just going to double space your reference page. So grading rubrics, as I said, your initial outline this time is worth 30 points. Your assessment form is worth 55 points times 2, which is 110. The personal reflection is worth 15, and the peer evaluations are worth 15. So your total for this speech is 175 points. So just to put this into perspective, in case it helps, specific differences in the expectations for this speech versus your demonstration speech, you will have to research and cite your sources, all in APA. Again, you have to have 3. The organization of the main points is different. You are limited to 3, and it's going to be problem solution. You will not complete an audience adaptation plan for this one. You will not and cannot use a visual aid for this speech, and the speaking time has increased. So deadlines and due dates, I'm going to go through these kind of quick because you can look at these yourself, but basically your topics and main points are due by Thursday, October 22nd. Now, since you have to do research, I would suggest you do a little, maybe just like look up your topic before you submit it and make sure there's enough to go off of, and make sure that, you know, that's something that you're passionate about. I don't want for you to get so far in to where it's too late to change your topic, and I'm going to tell you, sorry, it's too late. You should have figured that out, you know, before you submitted it or before you got in this deep. So I know you have a while from when I'm introducing this to where your topics are due, but I would encourage you to get your topics in as soon as possible for your benefit so that you have more time to complete your outline and do your research. So more deadlines there, more deadlines and due dates there. You're going to campus Wednesday, November 4th. Yeah. All right. That's it. Let me know if you have any questions, and just like last time, I will post a whole folder with the necessary resources.